You're tuned in to Quick Hits, where we're going to go down the line, hopefully give you some winners when it comes to baseball and also sprinkling in a little NBA action. It's going to be all tied up in a nice little segment. We've got Craig Trapp on top, Sean Higgs on bottom, the No Drama Llama joining as always in the corner for hopefully a No Drama Llama, free pick. Guys, how are we doing? Craig, how's this week been for you?
I had been really good this past weekend, and then yesterday my best bet lost. I had Barrios and the Twins, and he was just mowing along. They left him in too long, gave up the 2 runs, ended up losing in extra innings. But I'm back at it tonight. I got a best bet in Major League Baseball tonight, and I really like this one.
Yeah, I think if you lose in extra innings, you shouldn't hang your head. That's just part of baseball and part of the risk that goes into betting on the baseball games. Sean Higgs, how are we feeling?
Not too bad. I'm having a little week, 31-26. That's 54%. I'll take it. And that's like hockey and baseball. Been treating me pretty good. Our little dogs, we've been hitting some totals. So I'll grind it out. Yes, I split out. I went 2-3 and 2-1. Or excuse me, 1-2 and 2-1. So, it is.
Right,
Sometimes you have those grinder days.
You also take a lot of underdogs too. So
yeah.
Overall record is kind of deceiving sometimes, especially in moneyline sports like baseball and hockey, because if you're not tracking units, you look like you're not doing that great. But if you are and you pick some good underdogs like we're going to try to today, you'll still be up units and still be making money. And just to get some housekeeping out of the way, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, share, leave us a comment, give us your lock of the day, and maybe we'll, throw it in there, have a little chat about it. But let's dive into some of these baseball bets, starting with the Red Sox and the Mets. We've got the Mets as home favorites here, -143. The total is 8.5 runs. Starting with you, Craig, who do you like or what's the play?
I think Richards, since coming over to the Red Sox, hasn't been terrible. You have the best offense in the Red Sox. So I don't know how you take the Mets at -149, 150 is where I'm seeing it. I mean, you can kind of search for that number a little bit, but depending if you want to bet the underdog or the favorite here. But, the Mets just 9-8 on the year, and yeah, they've been a little better at home. I'm taking the Red Sox here. I just think you have to take a team that's on the road this year, 6-1, been money and 14-9 overall. I'm going to take the Red Sox. I'm going to call it +130, and I think the Red Sox get it done at a sweet price today.
Yeah, Sean, you like the dog, or are you going another route?
I can't talk anybody off an underdog, right? Especially the Red Sox. I've talked about them before. Like, they've just been hitting the ball really well. We knew they couldn't be as bad as they were last year, especially pitching wise. And Richards and I think Peterson's going for the Mets today. I'm actually going to look at the over in this game because these guys have a few runs, and it looks like the Mets finally found they're hitting a little bit. It seems to be coming around. So I think the Red Sox are going to hit because they haven't not hit all year. And I think the Mets are starting to hit, and they got a so-so arm they're facing. So give me the over here in this game. I'll go over this total here. We got 8.5. Let's go. Over in Citi Field.
Yeah, I love both of those. I think the over is probably a less risky play, but like I've said in the intro, you got to take a risk on some of these underdogs, and I will be doing that. I think Craig said it, 6-1 on the road for this Red Sox team at a good price for the #1 offense in baseball, and that's not an opinion. That is a fact. They lead the majors in OPS. Yes, that's right. Better than the Dodgers, the Angels, the Reds, and the White Sox. So I think if you get that kind of a price on that good of an offense, I know Garrett Richards is not somebody that I would love to trust, but I think at this price, you just can't, pass it by. Let's move on to the next one. We're going Nationals and Blue Jays. This one in Florida at the Blue Jays spring training site, since Toronto's having, visa issues with COVID stuff, I think. Blue Jays are +100. Nats are -112. The total is 8.5 runs, which seems a little high just because you've got Max Scherzer on the mound. But then you look at this Nationals offense that's been really bad. So, Craig, who do you like or what's the play here?
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine 2 years ago, getting Max Scherzer at even money without facing, one of the aces of on the other side? I mean, you just wouldn't have it. But like you said, it's been a lot. This is determined because the Nats offense has been so bad. So I'm going to take the Blue Jays here. I just think, on the road, and Max Scherzer, I mean, you just see starters go 5-6 innings now. I think even if he has the lead going past this, I'm going to take the Blue Jays to come back late if that's the case and get this win. I'm going to take them at even money here and continue to fade this Nationals lineup that I didn't think was going to be this bad, Chelsea. I just thought they would be a little better than this.
Right. To their credit, they've had some injuries. But still, I mean, they should be scoring more runs than this. They've been shut out the most times of any team in baseball. So their lineup has stunk at times, to put it lightly. Sean Higgs, where are you headed on this one?
Yeah, I kind of like the Nats. I did like the Nats to start out here, just based on the move down. I mean, it was open at like 130. Now it's down to the Nats are even money now. They were plus 120, now they're about 105. And the more I dig into Thornton, I'm like, wow. You look at his number, immediately look at the ERA, like, oh, he's been good, but he's been used more as a starter. I want to take Scherzer. I do, because he's as bad as the Nats have been. He's still pitching fabulous. The guy's got 30-something strikeouts, ERA's great. But again, I gotta stick with the Nats here. I want to try to make a case, say I had to take Scherzer, because I know Thornton's going to go like 2 innings, and it's a bullpen game. And we've talked about before how bullpens, I don't know, I can't trust bullpens, but I can't trust the Nats lineup. And I got a future on the Nats to win. I'm going to go under here. I'm going to say under, because I think Scherzer's going to shut these guys down. Maybe they scrape across a couple runs, but I don't think the Nats could hit much. Give me the under. I think it's 8.5. 8.5 just seems way too many. Because Toronto, as good as that offense is, they could easily not hit sometimes. So,
well, especially against Scherzer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the under too.
Yeah.
Nats, as I have mentioned, they lead the majors in shutouts, and not in a good way. They've failed to score a single run in a game 5 times this season. No other team has done that in baseball. They have the 2nd worst slugging percentage in the league, the 6th worst OPS. Juan Soto's on the IL, probably one of the best hitters in baseball, obviously the best hitter in that lineup. Also, Trey Turner, the other source of their offensive output, got hit in the arm by a pitch last game, so he might be a little banged up. And of course, you've got Max Scherzer on the mound, who this season has looked like Max Scherzer, 1.80 ERA. I'm not too sure about Trent Thornton, just because he's only supposed to go a couple innings. He's going to be an opener. But guess what? The Blue Jays bullpen has the best ERA in baseball at a 2.1 ERA. Nats counter with a top 10 bullpen with a 3.86 ERA. And granted, this Blue Jays bullpen has got to face the Yankees a lot, so I think that's why their ERA is so low. That Yankees lineup is very bad to start the season. But yeah, I'm on the under train as well. Let's move on to the last one on our short little slate, the A's and the Rays. Rays minus 103, A's are minus 113. The total is 8.5 runs. Craig, where are you headed?
How do you bet against the A's? I went back to the well last night with the A's because, even after they lost a game, I like what they said when they lost that game to, I believe, Baltimore. That they were like, we're not happy with just winning series. We want to win. We want to sweep these series. And this A's team these are 2 of the better teams as far as handicapper that I've made money with the last 2 or 3 seasons, because I think they're continually undervalued as far as the lines are concerned. I think that's the case for the A's, and this one is good. Montes, I think, will be good. I'm going to take that A's minus 120 is where I see it. Even see some minus 125s, but I think the A's have an edge here, and they're just hot. So you have to take the hot team, I think, at this time of the year.
Yeah, definitely hard to run in front of that A's train, just because they've been so streaky. They started the season with 7 straight losses, and then they rattle off 11 straight wins. So definitely a streaky team if I've ever seen one. Sean, who do you like, or what's the play here?
Yeah, I like Tampa a little bit yesterday. I'm like, what, the A's, big streak, maybe they lose 2 in a row, and I was looking for them to bounce back today versus Waka. Obviously, they won. I still like the A's, as Craig said. They've just been red hot, and I had them the game they lost. The line was short. I'm like, I have to ride them. You can't get in front of a team that's won any kind of huge win streak. And Oakland just play. Not only they're hitting the ball, but the pitching's been good for them when it needs to be, and better than average. I think you got to take Oakland. I mean, I like Tampa Bay, but I'm not a big fan of Waka for sure. So give me Montes. I actually had a Cy Young ticket on this guy last year. I don't know, wasn't a good one, but yeah, give me the A's. Short number. Let's go. They've just been playing so well. I mean, and again, it's a short number. It's not like I love my dogs, but I'll take my small fades every once in a while too. So Oakland's a play for me. Just don't like Waka. I mean, Waka is not a good guy anymore.
Well, on the baseball field.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about. I don't know him personally,
They can
everybody.
sound
I
like
know
a
it gets.
bad person.
I know, like his cousin's gonna come in here like, you don't even know this guy at Christmas time. He comes through with all the kids. He dresses up as Santa. I'm like, no, it's just on the baseball field. I'm not a big fan right now. Sorry.
Right.
I don't
We'll
rock a
leave
family.
the character, assessments to the NFL draft if you like to gamble on, complete personality and psychology moves. We won't get into that. But yeah, I like the A's here. Not a whole lot of analysis for me on this one, other than you take the team that's hot and,
Yep.
you ride them till they buck you off. So we'll go with the A's here, especially at this short price at -113. The Rays seem to be feast or famine when it comes to scoring runs. They either get shut out or score like 6 or 7. But
Yep.
I do like the A's here. Montas, I think, is going to be a little bit better. That last Twins game he was pitching in was the absolute wonkiest game. I think we handicapped that game on the show. That one, I think, went 12 innings. I think the A's ended up winning 13-12 in extras. So I am going to throw that one out and hope Montas is a little bit better this time. Let's go to the NBA. Speaking of, taking a gamble. All right, Craig. So who do you like in the NBA today?
Got a parlay for you. Nets
Ooh.
and Raptors. This Nets team, unbelievable in offense. Obviously, they're finally getting healthy. Not just the big three. Harden will be out, but the other two big will be in. And but the supporting cast is finally getting healthy. I like the over 233.5 in that game. Raptors, not that defensive-minded team that won the championship a few years ago. They play high-scoring games. Over 233.5 in that one. And then the Warriors -2.5. They face a Mavs team in a back-to-back with banged-up Porzingis, banged-up Luka, and a red-hot Steph Curry. They've been hot. I think this Warriors team is going to end up getting the 7th, maybe even the 6th seed, and I think that goes a long way with a win tonight, -2.5. So that's a parlay. Warriors -2.5, over 233.5 in the Raptors and Nets game.
Yeah, all right, Sean, who you like in the NBA?
I tell people on my little channel here, I'm like, you know what, folks, any video I do, NBA, no betting allowed. How the heck do we want to bet NBA right now? And even Craig's like, oh, you do an NBA game. Before the show, I'm just like, you know what? I like the Warriors though. If I'm gonna find one game to bet on, I have to find some kind of momentum, something. Give me something the team wants to play for. What are they playing for? Golden State, and I crush Golden State. Craig will tell you this. You guys know I make fun of Steph Curry. He's the 3rd best shooter on his team. Whatever. Del Curry's better. Whatever the case may be. He is on fire. Like he single-handedly, for weighing a $135 soaking wet with cement shoes on, has the entire franchise on his back right now, trying to get him out of these play-in areas. So I'll take the Warriors. Would I like them as a 1.5 point dog? Yes. 2-point faves. I'll take it. I'll go with them. Let's go Golden State. Get it done here. Warriors.
All right, we've got to look at some of these comments. Leg Show Magazine says, parlay in such a volatile NBA. Wow, that's suicidal. You know what's crazy? When Leg Show Magazine, an object, is making a comment. That's always funny to me because, like, on my Instagram, it'll be like, small town hardware, like your photo. I'm like, what? Why is this? No, get out of here. But I've seen Leg Show Magazine comment on a few of our videos, so welcome. And thank you for the feedback. And yeah, I have to agree, I think, a little bit. Parlaying in the NBA, I don't think I'll be doing that.
You might as well roll the dice now. This is the time to roll the dice in the NBA.
Leg Show's reached out to me a couple times for my calves. He's like, can we get a shot of your calves? They're toned for a big guy. They're nice. I said, I don't know. I don't know if I could go down that route. That would hurt me a little bit, but.
Right? Like, why are they following a show where it's literally only from the top up? Maybe they should be watching a show, where people are sitting in chairs and showing off their legs.
Because he's got Hair Show magazine, his other one. So we got the best of all worlds here. We got long hair, short hair, and no hair.
All right, I've got to apologize that we're just roasting this person.
He's a good guy. I've seen him in other chats for Picks and Parlays. I've interacted
that's
with him.
What I'm
so
saying.
He goes.
Comments too.
He showed up at Allie, or Allie had a thing for her Morningwood group for March Madness, and he showed up. So he's a real person.
They're real, yeah.
His name is not Leg Show.
His parents must have hated him.
Oh man, the joys of social media. Because when I was doing TV reporting, and these little high school boys would try to big league me, I'd be like, you know what? Your dad follows me on Instagram and comments on my pictures, so suck it.
Oh my God.
Oh man, so this has gone down a road that we probably shouldn't have gone down. We're going to wrap it up for now. We do appreciate all the comments. As you can see, we love interacting and commenting on them. We'll try to be nicer next time. But that's going to do it for us here at Picks and Parlays for now. For Craig, for Sean, for me, thanks for watching. And remember,